Who am I? What am I? Who are you and who are we? Are we the we as one we as the self? Together are we one giant self, existing, learning, and discovering continuously as to what the answers are of what is the self. We as people will go through great lengths to discover the answer to this untangible concept, although we will try to give tangibility to it, to give comfort in our existence, to let us think that we have discovered the answers of the self when it may have been in front of us the entire time.
There is no Buddhist God, per se. It is the self, the individual mind that contains immortality and ultimate truth.
What the hell is not religious about that? You've simply replaced God with the original self.
Yes, but we've localized it, at least to know where the self is. It's in our own minds. It's a form of human energy. Our atoms are 6 billion years old. We've got 6 billion years of memory in our minds.
Atoms are older than that.
Memory is energy. It doesn't disappear. It's still in there. That's a physiological pathway to our earlier consciousnesses. There has to be, and I'm telling you, it's in the goddamn limbic system.
Jesse, you're a wacko.
What's wacko about it, Mason? I'm a man in search of his true self. How archetypically American can you get? Everybody's looking for their true selves. We're all trying to fulfill ourselves, understand ourselves, get in touch with ourselves, face the reality of ourselves, explore ourselves, expand ourselves. Ever since we dispensed with God, we've got nothing but ourselves to explain this meaningless horror of life.
You're a wacko.
I think that that true self, that original self, that first self is a real, mensurate, quantifiable thing, tangible and incarnate. And I'm going to find the fucker.
How far are you willing to go to find yourself?
Amanita muscaria, a very powerful psychedelic and a little dangerous. It contains belladonna-like alkaloids, atropine, scopolamine. A Sinitichi plant is highly regarded among a number of Indian tribes.
Y está todo bien para ti participar en la ceremonia.
He says it's all right for you to participate in the ceremony.
Good. Ask him what kind of an experience I can expect. Are they gathering these mushrooms?
The modern times can be confusing, so do we turn to the ancients and their ways and their consciousness where they are one consciousness and are the collective of all that has existed before them up until then, as one, together, losing the self, more building in the unity of the self as the collective, as all one, taking away from the individuality and unifying through one consciousness. Oh yes, I forgot we're just sand and dirt and reflection of the stars. We will just fade away someday in this impermanent existence. But
You asked me what happened, and I told you.
the journey is fun, even though it's not permanent.
Jason, will you shut up for a minute? Blackout barrier. I want to know what those images are that I know are going on, but I can't see. We can't read.
Well.
Couldn't resist, right?
Somebody's got to keep an eye on you two sorcerers. What do you got in there? Some kind of salt solution?
Yeah, 10% magnesium sulfate for buoyancy.
On your journey, be assured you will receive opposition.
About a mile away beyond that, mountains that seem to be smoking, newly born mountains.
Oh, stop talking shit. You trying to say your dumb hallucination is externalized?
What did he write?
Not common aphasia, time, space, fallout from the hallucination. You are a fucking flake, Jessup! So get dressed and I'm gonna take you over to Brigham and do a complete workup on your goddamn genetic structure for 4 goddamn hours and then reconstitute it. I'm a professor of endocrinology at the Harvard Medical School. I'm an attending physician at the Peter Bent Brigham Hospital. I'm a contributing editor to the American Journal of Endocrinology, and I'm a fellow and vice president of the Eastern Association of Endocrinologists and president of the Journal Club. And I'm not going to listen to any more.
Out and play with Grace.
I am convinced the regression was triggered by an act of consciousness. When I was in the tank, I entered another consciousness. I became another self, a more primitive self, and the drug, in some way, triggered the externalization of that other, more primitive self. At least look at my data.
Of course.
The implications are staggering. Apparently, I entered a very primitive consciousness, and all I can remember is what was comprehensible to that consciousness. I don't remember, at least not clearly, how I got out of the tank room. The first thing I remember are the dogs.
Tell Mason what you've been telling me. I want to hear Mason's views on all this.
I think Mason's views will be predictable.
We know he's not crazy, and we all know deep in our hearts that he may be onto something that is beyond our own comprehension. Now, because I believe him, I want this thing stopped.
Ultimate moment of terror that is the beginning of life. It is nothing. Simple, hideous nothing. The final truth of all things is that there is no final truth. Truth is what's transitory. It's human life that is real. I don't want to frighten you.
I may not know much, but I do know this. Remember to laugh, remember to love, and remember to live. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed the show.